Good morning, haters and supporters. My name is Nico, and I'm uploading a video to YouTube every single day so I get better at speaking to the camera. I'm making this video right now because I was just doom scrolling and I got a video idea. So there's this guy who's pretty popular on Instagram Reels and on TikTok. His name is Higher Up Wellness. He's this blonde, fit guy who I think gives some decent takes and has probably done more good for people than bad. And even me admitting that he's probably done some bad is a little bit of a take that I have to explain, because everything comes with trade-offs. Nothing is only upside. Everything comes with downside as well. Like, just real quick, if you tell someone to go to the gym, I don't know, maybe if you tell 100 people to go to the gym, there's at least one person who might have benefited from doing another thing. Okay, let's stop talking about that. So he just made a new video where he pretty much is responding to a bunch of his comment sections, going like, please speak on the recent issues that are affecting this whole country. And the issues are, I don't know if this is, I think the main issue is ICE in the United States and the killing of this woman named Renee Good. I know there's two main ICE incidents. I think one's where the ICE agent killed this woman while she was driving her car, and this other, then they killed a man. Okay, Renee Good is the woman. And then they killed a man who, I don't know what the man was doing. I think he was trying to protect someone. I'm not entirely 100% sure. Okay, so, and what he said was, you don't really want me to speak on a topic. You just want to place me in a box. They are pretty much arguing that they don't really want him to speak on topics. They just want to judge and honestly be stimulated in some way, or or to signal their virtue and values. And I think that's pretty fair. But I think, okay, so I'm someone who tries to be fair. I'm someone who doesn't really delve deep into topics, because I assume a very basic stance that saves me a lot of thinking. It's that pretty much 99.9% of cases, there's truths to both sides. And taking one side with complete conviction is usually never right. And I know. Oh my gosh, you're gonna tell me the murder of Renee Good it has some truth to it? Let me get to that. I believe it is most likely. I believe it shouldn't have happened. I condemn the murder. The ICE agent should have not killed that person. But we are never there. And even if there's a slight chance that that person, the ICE agent that killed Renee Good, even if there's a slight chance that they actually feared for their lives, and I don't know, that they thought that Renee Good was going to drive into them and kill them, you truly don't know that. And there is always a chance. Of course, I agree. I condemn it. It's probably wrong. But we'll never know. I think the best thing we can do is conduct the best investigation that we can, and I don't know, we're probably gonna we'll charge him with murder given the evidence. There's people that conduct evidence better than I do. My own judgment is not as good as, even though the U.S. system is corrupt, most of the time it's better than my own judgment. Of course, I think people will disagree with that, because they think the system is so corrupt, and then there's stuff that is so blatantly obvious. I actually don't think so. Maybe we would be better, I'm sure, like, if everyone deep dives into this and becomes extremely fair. I believe people have insane confirmation bias, so they want to confirm their own beliefs. Of course, that's literally the primary bias, the most common bias. You always live life through a filter of trying to confirm your own beliefs. It's just what we do. It's what I do. I think one of the best skills that I have, that I pride myself on, that it's very hard to justify, and you won't believe me, but it's something I've definitely tried. And I could be wrong, and I'll be fully wrong, and it's harder for me to admit when I'm wrong if you're just going to criticize me, but go ahead. I feel like I've developed a good way of trying to be as fair as possible. And honestly, the best thing we can do is, if this ICE agent that killed a person, they conduct a thorough investigation, he most likely, I don't know, I guess he either wanted to kill that person out of greed, out of bad character, out of, I don't know. The woman was white, so it wasn't racism. Maybe he just felt really a lot of hate, or he was actually scared for his life. He thought he was going to run into her, or maybe he was just really badly trained. If he's really badly trained, then that's almost like a mistake. Like, you know what I mean? So the truth is we never know. Let's say the most likely case scenario is he's really a bad person by societal standards. What he did was insanely wrong, and even if he was badly trained, even if he really did fear for his life, maybe there's a 5% chance of that. And I guess we're just gonna have to throw him in jail because we can't always be perfect and we'll never know. But the fact that it's a 95% chance that he was a bad person, better to keep him off the streets. Everything comes with trade-offs. Not every single decision is 100% right. The truth is we can never know anything fully. And I know this is extreme. I know this is extreme. But I don't know. I went on a bit of a tangent. I was speaking about higher up wellness. I think the guy who made that video, I don't love him. I don't hate him. I respect him sometimes. I'd probably connect with him. I think, honestly, he's probably a better person than average. Than average normie walking around the street just wearing... Because he has an opportunity to be a good person. I think that the majority of people are just worried on themselves. Maybe they're just worrying about their jobs and making ends meet. They're probably selfish. They're probably a little bit ruder. They're probably lazier, to be honest. That's what I think of the average person. This guy, I don't know, he's fit. He actually wants to help people, and I'm sure like he really believes he is. He's a bit religious. He truly believes his religion will help the world. It's like, and I feel like what his message of general health and wellness and mindsets and discipline is overall good for the world. Now, the people who are criticizing him do have a fair point. I think if he was to be the most moral version of himself, he would try to influence people's minds in order to achieve the outcome that he wanted to politically. Let's say he truly believes that, I don't know, ICE is an evil agency, an evil law enforcement, whatever organization, then he would probably lose some money, lose some followers, and try to be the most moral person. But it's hard to mess with people's livelihoods. It's something that he's worked so hard for, and you just expect them to sacrifice. I think people should be a little bit more understanding of that. Maybe you can still think that he should lose followers and be the most moral version of himself, but we all fall short morally, and I believe given the right circumstances, he would have probably been an ultra-liberal feminist, and given the right circumstances, someone would have been like him. At the end of the day, I don't believe in free will, and circumstances are crazy. We should try to be the best version of ourselves. Maybe, and people are judging him. I think if we, I don't know, had like an honest conversation, I feel like both sides would concede points and we would move forward. Now, is this... But again, I know some of you think, no, there's absolutely no way to compromise and we need to get exactly what we want. Okay, well then that's the choice you're going to take. You're going to go for a war. You might either win or you might lose. I personally rather go for the compromises, because I believe in general, when you talk with love and compassion to people, you would make the world a more fair place with actual adjustments, and you won't go too far to the extremes. All right, that's my take on everything. I feel like I'm gonna be hated on, and by the way, most of you have not watched this far, but I honestly, even if you provide me a ton of evidence on whatever side you believe, I'm not gonna believe it like that. And it's not because I've been presenting a lot of evidence. It's because I know I know people seek out evidence to support their own views, and I'm sure you can find it, but I'm sure you can find a bunch of evidence on the other side as well. So I think if I were to if you want to convince me, you have to get two people, one who believes one side, one who believes the other. Both are the best people that have amazing evidence. Then I'll filter that through my worldview and maybe decide on a point, and it's probably going to land somewhere along the middle. God bless you. If you believe in love, then you already kind of believe in God, because God is love. But who am I to know? I'm just a measly human with a limited mind.